Hi there, fellow entrepreneur, and welcome to this course teaching you the Simple Strategy Framework. Now, the Simple Strategy Framework is a no bullshit way for you to create a real strategy. And a surprising number of businesses are created and run without the strategy. I have myself created and run companies without the strategy, having to learn the hard way. Now, my own failures are mostly attributed to not validating my ideas. But even with validated ideas, you can still fail badly. There are many execution steps that can go wrong, but if you know that there is a demand in the market for your idea, and you have the people and the resources needed to go after that market, more often than not, the failure monster is ready to eat your lunch because you fumbled around without a real strategy. Now, I have failed that way before, and based on my hard-earned experiences, I've decided to do the research and dive deep into the subject matter of strategy. And what I've figured out is that so many businesses are doing it all wrong. That means that they're not actually doing actual strategy work. And I found that the true masters of strategy, both looking back in time at historical events and big transformative changes in our world, as well as the success of the best entrepreneurs and their companies, they all share the same common thread. They developed, iterated, and acted on what I call a real strategy. So why do I call it a real strategy and not just strategy? Well, the truth is that many things have a tendency to become clouded over time, and people with clout, that would be, politicians or high-ranking business executives, and many others, they claim they know and execute on strategy, but I can tell you that often they do not. So as a contrast to the excessive amount of business bullshit that is masqueraded as strategy, I decided to take a stance and explain what I've figured out is a real strategy and simply name the output from my simple strategy framework exactly that, a real strategy. Now, learning this framework gives you superpowers. You can call bullshit on what is not strategy and spot a real strategy, as well as creating your own strategy. And that is instrumental for your success. If you do not have a real strategy, you are, or at least I would claim that you are, betting on luck. And as I've said many times before, if betting on luck is your thing, better go to a casino than to spend endless hours on your idea and your business only to jeopardize it all with a bet. So this framework is developed by me after doing research on my own failures, analyzing the actions made, and spotting the strategy from people who have made a big impact on the world's history, as well as successful entrepreneurs, business people, and the companies they have built and succeeded with. So I've taken inspiration from several established strategy frameworks, but the one person I would like to give homage to is Richard P. Rumelt. And if you haven't read his book, Good Strategy, Bad Strategy, The Difference and Why It Matters, I highly recommend you do just that, especially if you would like to dive deeper into real strategy work beyond my simple strategy framework. So a big thank you, Richard, for sharing your wisdom. You are a big inspiration. Okay, that's enough intro talk. Let's get started with real strategy.